Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the podcast. And today I'm going to go my review of Monday Night Raw. Kicking off the night, man, we got Cody Rhodes. He comes out to the ring, greets the fan, grabs a microphone. Rhodes talks about Crown Jewel, the event that's coming up in Perth, Australia. He also talks about Seth Rollins a little bit, but Rollins then quickly interrupts Cody Rhodes. Rollins comes out to the ring with the Vision. Rollins then tells Paul Heyman and the Vision that he's got it, that they can just go about their business. Rollins then grabs a microphone. He mocks the fans. He also mocks CM Punk. Crowd chants CM Punk after that. Rollins asks Rhodes what he thinks of him. Rhodes then says it's complicated. Rhodes says that Rollins has changed his life. He's talked about the history with Rollins when Cody Rhodes made his return to WWE and how it changed his life. Rhodes asks Rollins what does he think of himself. Rhodes then asks Rollins what can he do for Rollins. Rollins then seemingly sounds jealous of Cody Rhodes and all of his success. Rollins then talks about the Vision and the future of the business. Rollins then also says that this ain't a two-man show and that Rollins is the alpha. Rhodes then talks about winning his matches against Rollins, and then Cody Rhodes walks off. Some interesting stuff there between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Moving on from that, we got a fun matchup, man. It's a no disqualification 6-man tag team match. It's the New Day teaming up with Grayson Waller to take on the War Raiders and Penta. The match itself, man, I thought it was a really cool match. Back and forth matchup between both teams with the War Raiders and Penta keeping the pace of the match. Grayson Waller gets involved in the match by using a kendo stick on Eric from the War Raiders. Penta then hits Grayson with the kendo stick as well. Penta then hits a Hurricane Rana in the middle of the ring. Kofi Kingston gets involved by hitting a leg drop off the top rope onto Penta through a table. Ivar gets involved by hitting a powerbomb on Grayson Waller off the apron. It looked absolutely brutal. Penta then throws Kofi into a table. Kofi then breaks the table. Penta then secures the matchup with an avalanche destroyer off the top rope on Grayson Waller. Pins for the 3. And your winners of the match are the War Raiders and Penta. Hats off to the War Raiders and Penta for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we have Stephanie Vacure in the middle of the ring. For some reason, I always mess up her last name. She's in the ring with Adam Pearce. Pearce then gives congrats to Stephanie. Stephanie says that winning the title was a dream of hers. She also mentions that her dad was her hero, or is her hero. She also thanks the fans. Stephanie says that she will face, or Adam Pearce says to Stephanie that she will face the winner of the triple threat matchup that's taking place this week on SmackDown between Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and Nia Jax. And she will face the winner of that at this year's Crown Jewel. Some interesting stuff there from Stephanie Vacure. Moving on from that, we have Roxanne Perez taking on Bayley. I thought it was a decent match, back and forth matchup between Perez and Bayley, with Bayley keeping the pace of the match. Perez then hits a Hurricane Rana off the top rope on Bayley, followed by Perez hitting a Pop Rocks on Bayley on the outside. Raquel Rodriguez was ringside. She ends up attacking Bayley. Lyra Valkyria was also ringside for Bayley. She ends up attacking Raquel. Bayley then hits a Bayley to belly on Roxanne Perez in the middle of the ring, followed by the finish. Pins for the 3, and your winner of the match is Bayley. After the match, you can see Lyra Valkyria in the ring trying to celebrate with Bayley. But all of a sudden, Bayley snaps out of nowhere and attacks or pushes Lyra Valkyria. Some interesting stuff there between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. Is JD McDonough from the Judgment Day taking on Rusev. I thought it was a decent match. Back and forth matchup between McDonough and Rusev, with Rusev keeping the pace of the match. JD hits a springboard moonsault to the outside, taking out Rusev, followed by a running knee. Rusev's trying to fight back, but JD hits a moonsault off the top rope for a near fall. Rusev then gets up, hits a matcha kick, if you will, taking out JD McDonough, and then Rusev applies his signature accolade on JD McDonough in the middle of the ring. Referee sounds for the bell, and your winner of the match is Rusev. After the match, though, Rusev still had the accolade on JD McDonough. Dominic Mysterio looked nervous, if not scared, to stop the submission that Rusev had on JD McDonough, but out of nowhere, Finn Balor comes out of nowhere and attacks Rusev to save JD McDonough. Some interesting stuff there between Dominic Mysterio and Rusev, and it looks like Rusev has his sights set on Dominic Mysterio's Intercontinental Championship. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. This was announced earlier in the night. It will be Jey Uso taking on LA Knight. Clearly, these guys have some unfinished business with each other. The match itself, it was a decent match. It was a back-and-forth matchup between Jey Uso and LA Knight, with Jey Uso trying to keep the pace of the match. Knight hits a DDT on Jey in the middle of the ring, followed by an elbow drop off the top rope. The Vision is here, but LA Knight is trying to fight off the Vision. This causing a distraction for LA Knight, which Jey secured on by hitting a spear on LA Knight, followed by an Uso splash off the top rope. Pins for the 3, and your winner of the match is Jey Uso. After the match, Jey Uso walks up the ramp. You can see Jimmy Uso meeting Jey at the entrance ramp. Jimmy was telling Jey to come on because obviously the Vision were at ringside, looked like they were getting ready to attack LA Knight. Jey said to hell with LA Knight and walked away. Jimmy then grabbed a chair and ran down to the ring to once again save LA Knight. Like I said before, man, looks like there's some unfinished business here between Jey Uso and LA Knight. Moving on from that, we go into our main event of Monday Night Raw. It is Asuka taking on Rhea Ripley. I thought this was actually a really good match. Back and forth matchup between Asuka and Rhea, with Rhea keeping the pace of the match. Rhea ultimately secures a win in this match by hitting a roll-up on Asuka, pins for the 3, and your winner of the match is Rhea Ripley. After the match, Asuka then sprays mist into Rhea's face. Rhea looks distraught. Asuka and then Kairi then attack Rhea, while, again, Rhea has mist all in her face. She cannot see. Out of nowhere, Io Sky is here. Io Sky tries to de-escalate the situation between Asuka and Rhea Ripley, but all of a sudden, Asuka then goes to hug Io Sky. She turns around and then hits a spinning back fist, taking out Io Sky. So it looks like the friendship, if you will, between Asuka and Io Sky is now over. Some interesting stuff there between Io and Asuka. A couple of things I want to talk about, man, when it pertains to Monday Night Raw before I get the hell up out of here. Number one, do I think this Raw show was better than Wrestlepalooza? It might be a hot take for a lot of people, but I think it was better, to be honest with you. I'll say this. I think Crown Jewel is going to be better than Wrestlepalooza, to be honest, for abundance of reasons. Obviously, you have champion versus champion. You're going to have Stephanie Vaquer against possibly Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, or Nia Jax. It's going to be one hell of a match. And then you also have Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Now, Rhodes and Rollins opened the show last night, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, man, they sold this match like sliced bread. These two guys here, between Rollins and Rhodes, they have a lot of history. A lot of history. And for some reason, these two gentlemen, I feel like when it comes to in-ring action, they bring out the best in each other, man. Whether it's promo work or in-ring, it's literally identical. And they bring out the best of each other, man, and it always makes for a great match. In that promo, though, you can tell that Seth Rollins does have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, bro. That he's a little bit, I would say, pissed off with Cody Rhodes. Not in the aspect of Rhodes coming into WWE and the fact that, the guy can't wrestle or whatever have you. I think Rollins is pissed off a little bit with Cody Rhodes is because Cody Rhodes is stealing the spotlight a little bit from Seth Rollins in the aspect that Cody Rhodes is the guy and Seth Rollins wants to be the guy. And to be honest with you, I'm not sitting here saying that Seth Rollins is in the wrong on this. I mean, look, I'm a big fan of Cody Rhodes. I'm a big fan of Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes came in, man, and he took this shit by storm. This company put the rocket ship on his back, and they have fucking ran with it since the guy returned to WWE. And he's done a hell of a job, not only being Universal Champion, but also carrying this company on his back. He's a company guy, and he's doing a hell of a job by doing so. But I can also see the side of Seth Rollins. I mean, Cody was working with another company, man. He was over in AEW. He was working in the Indies, working over in New Japan. I mean, Seth Rollins has been there for a long time, bro. We're talking about his time with The Shield, and then when he had his singles run and the Authority and everything else like that. He was there for a while. So, I mean, if anybody else besides Cody Rhodes deserves the top spot, I would put Seth Rollins in that conversation. Seth Rollins has been around for a while, bro. So I can honestly see in that promo back and forth between Rollins and Rhodes last night that you can tell there's a little bit of a chip on Rollins' shoulder in the aspect that, Rollins believes and wants to be the guy. He wants to be the number one guy. That, with no pun intended, he sees a vision. He sees the future of professional wrestling, and he wants to be at the pinnacle of that future. He wants to be the guy. He does not want Cody Rhodes to be sharing the spotlight with him. He even said last night blatantly that this is not a two-man show and that he is himself the alpha. You know what I mean? So obviously there's some tension there between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, which is going to make for one hell of a match at this year's Crown Jewel. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I said, I mean, it might be a hot take for a lot of people, but I think this year's Crown Jewel is going to be better than Wrestlepalooza. I think Wrestlepalooza, bro, just from everything that I heard, obviously the ESPN column that came out where everybody's up in arms about that, and, oh, the guy never talks shit about AEW, or this is not about AEW. For those people out there who are like, oh, well, the guy doesn't talk shit about AEW. The guy's not going to do that because the fact of the matter is ESPN is working with WWE. That's why the guy put the column out that he did. ESPN has no kind of business agreement or kind of anything going on business-wise right now with AEW and ESPN. That does not happen. And that's not happening right now, and that's not going to happen considering the fact that WWE is working exclusively with ESPN as far as their PLEs are concerned. So I don't see why this guy would go out of his way to bash AEW when ESPN doesn't cover AEW nor their pay-per-views. They're not in business with each other. For those people out there like, well, I don't understand why he's not talking shit about AEW. The guy works for ESPN. ESPN is showcasing WWE's PLEs. And that's the shit I can't stand with some of these podcasters out here and some of the people that do this shit. You got to look at the narrative, bro. Open your fucking eyes and look at what you're seeing. Stop with this narrative shit where it's this tribalism crap, man. The reason why the guy put the column out about Wrestlepalooza is because the guy works for ESPN, clearly. Secondly, ESPN is in business with WWE, and they showcase WWE's PLEs for the foreseeable future. So this guy put a column out expressing how he felt about the event and gave it a grade of a C, and it got people up in arms and all pissed off about it. Well, why is he not talking about AEW? He's not going to talk about AEW, bro, because ESPN is not in the business of AEW, and vice versa. That's why that's not going to happen. So at the end of the day, for those people out there that are saying, well, I don't understand why he's not talking shit about AEW, because they're not in fucking business with each other, bro. That's why. And you know who those podcasters are, because I've heard them all. And they all say, well, I don't understand why, he doesn't never talk shit about AEW, bro, because he's not in fucking business with AEW. If they were in business with AEW, I'm sure he probably had a lot to say about All Out as well, but that's not the case. And he's not in the business to do that. What business does this guy have to put any column out on ESPN when it pertains to AEW? When, like I said, ESPN is working with WWE to showcase their PLEs for the foreseeable future. It's a dumbass way of thinking. Now, do I agree with the grade the guy gave Wrestlepalooza? Fucking right. That show fucking sucked. And I'm not sitting here saying that Wrestlepalooza was better. I'm not. If you guys go back and watch my review of Wrestlepalooza, I tore that to shreds too. We don't need 13 fucking matches. How about this? As far as AEW is concerned, as far as pay-per-views are concerned, let's work a little bit more towards the quality rather than the quantity of fucking matches that we're getting from 13 to 15 matches per pay-per-view. It's fucking insane. I'll take 5 or 6 quality matches over 13 bullshit matches that mean jack shit. I think a lot of us over here can agree with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sick and tired of people always saying, oh, well, he doesn't bash. They're not bashing AEW. I bash both companies multiple fucking times. Multiple fucking times. And I'm going to continue to do so until shit gets fucking better. Like I told you guys, man, I'm not here to rub shoulders with these fucking people. I'm not. I am not. If the show sucks, the show sucks. I, for one, thought Monday Night Raw last night was a damn good show. I thought it was decent. Could it have been better? Sure. I'm not sitting here saying it couldn't have got better, but was it a bad Monday Night Raw last night? No, it was not. I thought the 6-man tag team matchup with Penta and the War Raiders taking on New Day and Grayson Waller, it was very entertaining. I thought it was a good match. Rhea Ripley and Asuka, I thought it was a very good match, very entertaining match. Absolutely. Bayley, I'm loving what they're doing with Bayley. I like this split personality that Bayley has, where she goes from being all goody two-shoes to being pissed off and attacking people. I'm all for it. And if anything, Bayley needs a heel turn, to be honest, because the babyface Bayley is just not fucking working out no more. It's not. Prime example, look what happened with Naomi. Naomi was the babyface, bro, and then she turned heel, and it revamped her career, bro. It got her another world title. So I'm all for Bayley turning heel, bro, because if you do that, who knows? Sky's the limit. Absolutely. You know, we also see Rusev and JD McDonough. Looks like Rusev has his sights set on the Intercontinental Championship, which, okay, that's fine. Sure. But what happened? My question with that is, what the fuck happened to AJ Styles? Wasn't AJ Styles going after Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship? What happened to that shit? Are the rumors true that AJ Styles getting fed up with the bullshit from WWE? I don't know. But it's kind of funny how they moved on from Styles and now it's Rusev versus Dominic Mysterio. What the fuck is Styles doing? I mean, even John Cena himself put something on Twitter saying, hey, how about Cena versus Styles? Question mark. Yeah. If you're going through all the fucking Rolodex of opponents that you have faced in the past that are still employed with WWE, yeah, I would throw AJ Styles into the mix. Why the fuck not? AJ Styles was a really good rival for John Cena, to be honest with you. I love their matchup. I love that storyline between AJ and John. Why not run it back? It ain't like AJ Styles ain't doing shit right now. It ain't like he's busy as hell. He ain't doing shit. Let's run it back. I mean, there's also rumors and speculation that the match we got up at Wrestlepalooza between Brock Lesnar and John Cena was it. That's the one-off. It's over. They're not going to run it back. They're not going to run it back at Perth. They're not going to run it back the pay-per-view after that. It was one and done. From people that I've talked to that are in the know what the hell's going on as far as backstage shit going on with WWE. And the people that I talked to. And what they told me was that the fact that Brock Lesnar and John Cena at what we just got was one and done. That they'll be very surprised if they're going to run it back. I mean, John's only got about, 5 to 6 dates left, bro. That is it. That is it. Could I see John versus AJ Styles? Sure, why the hell not? If they're not going to run it back with Brock, then what is really left for John Cena in the remaining dates that he has on his schedule for his farewell tour? Because I can tell you right now, one of those matches should be Cody Rhodes. I know people are going to disagree with that, but it should be Cody Rhodes. I'm not even against John Cena versus Roman Reigns, if that's a possibility. I'm not. Because he wants to give you banger matches. I'm not saying Wrestlepalooza was a banger match. It was a fucking disaster. But the guy's got limited dates left, bro. I mean, how much more time does John Cena really have? In his farewell tour, not many. Now, do I think Monday Night Raw was better than Wrestlepalooza? Yeah, damn near close to it. Absolutely, bro. Wrestlepalooza fucking flopped. I'm sorry to... if you're a fan that actually enjoyed Wrestlepalooza, the entirety of it, I don't know what to tell you, man. Brock Lesnar and John Cena fucking sucked, to be honest with you. It was fucking awful. Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer was a good match. Sure. AJ Lee and CM Punk was a decent match. It was a good match. I mean, hell, honestly, for what it's worth, that was really the only main story going into Wrestlepalooza, to be honest with you. Rhodes and McIntyre, shit, bro. I mean, even the guy who wrote the column for ESPN said the match was lackadaisical, and that the main event between Cody Rhodes and McIntyre could have main evented any SmackDown for the foreseeable future. The guy even said the entire show was lackluster. That's why they gave them a grade of C. And I told you guys when I did my review for it that ESPN's going to be fucking ruthless. And they're going to let you know how they feel about these fucking shows, bro. They don't care, man. They are fucking ruthless. And I don't think people are really truly prepared for the rebuttals from ESPN moving forward. Clearly, because obviously a lot of people were pissed off and up in arms about the column that came out pertaining to Wrestlepalooza. Now, this was also WWE's first event working with ESPN, and it pretty much went to shit. So, we're going to see how Crown Jewel plays out if they're putting it on, I'm assuming ESPN, but look, bro, I don't know. It looks like we have a little story here also between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Looking forward to that. Looks like Io is going to be teaming up with Rhea possibly to take on the Kabuki Warriors. Looks like that might be an option that might take place at Crown Jewel, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think for Stephanie and her matchup at Crown Jewel, I think it should be 100% be Tiffany Stratton. That's the money match to make. It should be Stratton, Vaquer, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. Absolutely. Because I think those two women would tear the house down just like Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins would. Poetry in motion, bro. Absolutely. The best versus the best. And I think that's how they should do it. I don't want to see Stephanie versus Jade, and I damn sure don't want to see Stephanie versus Nia Jax. It's got to be Stratton. Stratton versus Steph at Crown Jewel in Perth. You know what I mean? If you want to put the tag match between the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky on there, be my guest. I'm not going to be against it. I think it'd be a really good match. And again, there's a story within that match. So I'm all for it. Will we see John Cena at Perth? I have no fucking idea. He's rumored to be there. Roman Reigns is also rumored to be at Perth in 3 weeks. So I don't know what the hell is going to go on. Are we going to see John at Raw or SmackDown? Probably not. So I don't know how it's going to play out for John. And I said the same thing after the match he had with Lesnar. I don't know what's going to be next for John. I don't even know what's going to be next for Brock Lesnar. Is he going to align himself back up with Paul Heyman? Is he going to be a part of the Vision? Is Paul Heyman just going to say the hell with the Vision and join the likes of Brock Lesnar? I don't know. I don't know. Do I believe it was a money grab to bring Brock Lesnar in for WWE? Absolutely. Absolutely. Unfortunately, with WWE, like I told you guys, man, I'm going to continuously keep saying it until I see shit change, that they are in the business for money right now. They are money hungry. And they're trying to secure deals and lock in deals to provide WWE and the powers be money so TKO can get out of debt. Because they're in debt. They just locked a total of $300 million, I would say, between the Rumble being in Saudi and WrestleMania 43 being in Saudi. Of a total of, what I would say, about maybe $350 million. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. On top of the PLEs that they're having now. So, I mean, clearly, they're in the business of trying to get themselves out of debt. And a lot of people that I talked to said that with this new regime under Hunter and Nick Khan and the powers that be at TKO, a lot of people that I've talked to, bro, said that TKO is actually the ones killing WWE. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. TKO, I mean, from what I've heard, is not the best group of folks. Clearly, they're hurting financially with them being in debt up to their eyeballs. So, I mean, I don't know. This is also the same company that's also running or being a partner of the UFC as well. And we all know the UFC at times has its issues as well. So, we're going to see how it plays out, man. I mean, as far as Monday Night Raw concerned last night, I thought it was a good show. I'm not going to sit here and say it was the greatest Monday Night Raw I've ever seen, but it damn sure was not the worst. I thought it was a solid show. I enjoyed some matches and moments of the night. And I look forward to this weekend's Friday Night SmackDown, man. I think it's going to be, again, hopefully a good show leading us into Crown Jewel and Perth, Australia. So, with that being said, though, this is my review of Monday Night Raw. I hope you guys are out there staying safe. Be careful, and remember,